Hello, and welcome to another edition of Thunderdome! Anyways, so this is just a little follow-up video for yesterday's video. And what I keep seeing is Sadie in my comments, and he basically keeps saying that I did it wrong, and it makes no sense that it works for him and not for me. And I also figured out why Sigbench keep showing, quote, wrong results. And I also tried it with an injector, with exactly the same injector as he did. So he was using Game Owner. So with Sigbench, what I did is I took the original, put it into the left spot, and then I took the modified and put it into the right spot. And then it showed me, all the signatures that would work. That's not what Sadie did. Now, if you watch his video very closely, he takes the modified one, puts it in here, and then takes the original, puts it over here. Now, this makes total sense why this works. Now, this is basically, on one side, you have a huge file, and you take this one and just compare the original one to the modified one. So obviously, I think this one here is the huge one. If you do this, no, this one is not. This one here is the huge one, 153 megabytes. So if you take this one in here, now you have, this is probably even crashing here because it's so huge. Now, basically, it makes total sense why this would work, why this would show shit. Because you put a shit ton of bytes and you can take a shit ton of signatures off of all this garbage. But in long story, it doesn't make sense. It's like, look, you have some code here. Let's say if my penis is, if my penis is too small, then execute don't get any pussy function, okay? And then put in here an entity, and that's it. Boom. Okay, this is the whole function. This is the whole DLL or X or whatever. Now, if you were and you would go here and do this, now you add a shit ton of bytes, right? Right? Now you would say, oh man, I can't do nothing anymore. Now it's really hard to see, right? But it's still up here. You just added a bunch of garbage at the end. That doesn't make the beginning any different. Here, look. Now we have a huge amount of garbage, and this one here is just crystal clear. Just because you had shit here doesn't mean this one here has changed in any form. Now to the proving part. We have Game Owner here. We have Game Owner here. And then we put this file in here. Go to the last byte. Then he added, put I don't know, 1 million here, random garbage. Now, hold on, save this, number 1. Now, if he would have put it the same way into into Sigbench as I did, then he would have, see Sigbench is not wrong here. Now, if you put the original in here, and then put it in there, or if you put the original here, and put another original over here. Now let's see. We have 75 possible signatures in this, if you compare the original with the original, right? So it makes total sense. Now, if you take the original and put the modified on the right side, so you take the modified one and compare it to this one. So the maximum size is 28 kilobytes, and it's just gonna test this shit, okay? Surprise, surprise, we have 75 again. That's what I did again. That's what I did yesterday. Now you could obviously take this one, the modified one, and put it in here, and then take this one here. Now we have 62, so the number stayed very close, and we have 8,000 possible signatures, which is obvious, right? We added a shit ton of bytes, and these obviously could possibly get a signature as well. And but it doesn't change anything, you know. The original signature is still there, and this is how a signature scan works. Now Sadie said, let me find it. He said, if the injector is undetected and someone sends a 100 megabyte hex-edited injector to Valve, they won't find the original injector bytes to make it detected. This is wrong. Now look, this one here is the modified one, okay? Now let's say somebody would send this garbage to Valve. Let's actually make it so exactly what he said. Hold on, delete this one. We're gonna make it 100 megabyte. Or we're gonna try to get close to that. It's not a big problem, dude. So we're gonna go down here, last byte. And then the only problem here is that this is gonna take forever for me to analyze. So let's see. Let's see how big this one is. 153. That's all right. It's gonna take a while to analyze, but it's okay. Let's see if we can compare this or if it just crashed. It's probably too big. Good. Now we start up IDA, and we're only gonna analyze this one. Okay? So we take the new one. So let's say I'm a Valve employee. Let's check the results. So we have a shit ton, but we still have 71 that are the same, right? So we have 121,000 signatures in total, and the rest, yeah, that's the total. Let's see. I mean, I don't even need to guess here. Did you see how fast this loaded up? This series is 153 megabytes. See, game owner 1 exit. Let's go back here just to prove it. Game owner 1 exit, 153 megabytes. Now it loaded up instantly. Now let's see in the strings. Injector made by Fred Akis. Let's see. This is, you know, I would just take this one this one here. Oh, let's see. This calls a function here. Always the same function. Maybe we find something here. This one here reads from the settings file or writes something to it. No, it reads probably open. Who knows? So this is doing something with the initiate file, with the ini file. Now let's signature this. All right, we have a signature. Now let's see if this signature is unique. You always need to check if the signature is unique, because you could create a signature that is not unique. You know, you can find a bunch of things when the signature is very short. So we get right in here. Not even surprised, to be honest. Now let's open the original one and see if we could possibly find this signature as well. What's that? Oh, it's exactly the same. See, regardless of you putting 1,000,000 bytes into this, the original is still there, and it's not harder to analyze in any way. Like, the strings stay all the same. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. See here, ready to inject. Okay, this is the original one, as I said. Now go back to the modified one. It doesn't take any longer, even though it's 153 megabytes. See, boom, and it's done analyzing. It knows it's only garbage. See, all this gray parts up here is data. That's all the byte garbage. See, ready to inject. Press enter to inject. So this is probably just typing this garbage into the console. I'm by no means a good reverse engineer or something. I also have my problems with the assembly. You know, this garbage here. Reading this garbage, you know, you move this into this, and then you track that, and I don't know, you know, I suck with that, to be honest. But this is common sense. You know, it's like if you have one license plate on a car, and you put 7,000 more on it, there's still the original one on it, right? And signature scanning is super easy. As you can see, you just click on search, put the bytes in, and then okay, boom, the sequence of bytes. It's a sequence of bytes, you know. Unless you can somehow emulate the program. Even if you had a million possible duplicates of the signature, even then it would find the signature and would throw a possible error, you know. So if this was a good anti-cheat, if Valve made a good anti-cheat, they could wreck all your injectors. Just because it's one by one the same garbage. You just added a shit ton of trash at the end. It doesn't make sense. And he also said in the comments that I'm very elitist or something. So much elitism in this community. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. As I said here, I'm not trying to be an elitist or whatever. I'm just proving that his stuff is wrong. It's garbage. You know, if you have no idea how this garbage works, then don't go around and say it works. Practically speaking, if you try to do this on any other anti-cheat, you get wrecked. Okay.